Now we're back.
Yes, now we are back. Everyone in the chat, we've got 5 people.
Yes, we do. Sorry, guys. We collected our Ollie, and then Robin's computer freaked out on us. So we are waiting for Robin to rejoin, but we were a little late, so we decided to go ahead. We decided to go ahead and start. We did not destart. I don't know what that means.
So, the two of you had discussed that it would be good to have a little recap.
Yes.
So, since I was slightly late, I will take the bullet on that one.
Thank you. You are very helpful because everything is blurred together.
Yeah, I mean, I went back and looked at chapter 11. Well, first off, I know that you and I both accidentally read further.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I kind of
skimmed. Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking back on chapter 11 going, oh god, was that really only, like...
Right? It feels much longer ago. And I think we have a Robin. Robin, are you there? Robin?
She'll jump in, I'm sure.
Okay.
Alright, so in chapter 11, we were at the end of the big feast where she had been announced as, oh, we're going to be keeping her in the family. Instead of just adopting her, we're going to make her a princess. And so, it's almost over with that, but it's never over. She went back to her bedroom and was asking Cal, why are there cameras here? And he was all, there are no cameras here. And she's like, shit, no one can feel this? This is not how normal people feel? Oh, God.
This is like just my super special superpower.
Yeah. And then I love the last line here. In fairy, the poor girl smiles when she becomes a princess. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever smile again. Emo, lightning bolt.
Oh my god. Just, I know she's really trying to hammer home that whole, fucked up fairy tale motif that she kind of grabbed there, but good god.
Yeah, good god, y'all.
My skin, right?
There's also, I want to just stick a pin in the trying to make sympathetic, totally failing at it.
Who, the heroine?
So we moved on to chapter... Yeah. Yeah. So moving on to chapter 12, there was, here is your schedule with breakfast and protocol and luncheon. And luncheon lasts for 2.5 hours or something. And lessons and dinner and all that stuff. So it's like, all right, your day is pretty much... food, and a couple of classes.
No real exercise in there.
Yeah. So she goes to breakfast, and then she goes, let's see, to learn how to be a lady, and there's a woman there who it's like, ugh, this woman's awful, because continuing our trend of all women are awful.
Oh, no. I highlighted this. Hold on. Let me go.
Oh, please.
She must be over 50. Older than my mother. But her skin is smooth and shockingly tight over her bones. Her hair
plastic surgery?
Perfectly white, slicked back, and her eyebrows seemed fixed in a constant state of shock. LOL, Botox.
Lol.
Arched on her unwrinkled forehead.
Lol, isn't it funny that this woman wants to be beautiful? Ha ha ha.
Right. This is the kicker, though. Everything about her is wrong, from her 2 full lips to the sharp, unnatural slope of her nose. Only her deep gray eyes look alive. The rest, I realize, is fake. How fucking dare she? How dare... The thing is...
How dare she do what she wants to?
Right, and she goes on to say that she must have healed herself in this way, so done plastic surgery via her own healing powers.
My thought is what if she just got broken so many times and that's just how she healed?
And that too, but she's very specifically going out of her way to say because she altered herself to appear beautiful, she's evil and fake.
Actually evil and ugly.
Yeah, because she just couldn't, let herself age naturally.
Yeah. But if you're healing aging, then sure. Gross. Not the woman, but the Bleh. Moving on away from that horrible thing. Then we get to see outside of the window that the princes are training. Oh gosh, it's so scary. Because they're dangerous. And then my favorite fucking scene so far was all of the girls meeting Mare. And that is just a shit show of girl hate.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no, it's
just
a shower.
Oh my god, we've got basically from page 121 through 125. So yeah, that's all just girl hate.
Mm-hmm.
Including meeting people and being like, oh, you're a soldier, but you're bad. Oh, you're an intelligence agent, and you're bad. And, oh, you're a battle axe. So anyway, we get to meet a bunch of women, and
they're all
none of them
bitches.
Yeah, all these bitches is apparently what we thought. Then we get to the next instructor. Okay, guess what? They're totally okay. Because they're a dude.
Is it because he's a dude, huh?
It's because he's a dude.
I love how
and he gets to just go ahead.
I love how you have that in direct contrast, because you have the protocol teacher who is a woman, an older woman.
Yeah, and then an older dude.
The trainer who is an older dude. One of these is an evil fake bitch. The other one is a sympathetic ally.
Right.
But like, weirdly enough, he not only is he a sympathetic ally, he's about as high as you can get, like ranked on the silver scale. So you've got like
for those.
Sorry, go ahead.
Those people who don't know, the ally, the teacher who just like is helping her learn about her powers. He is the former queen, the dead queen's brother. So Prince Cal's uncle. And he's a sympathizer.
Right. And so you have like these lower born women who are all evil bitches. But like all of these higher born men, like like we're talking top of the top, are all sympathetic. And we'll learn some of them really sympathetic to her cause. So it's just like, not only is it like a gender line, but it's also like, oh, the higher you go in power, the more empathetic you are, I guess.
And I think that's fucking opposite.
Yeah, no.
So, like, shouldn't the top be happy to be in power and the bottom be like, this is fucking bullshit?
Right, and you would think, especially, I would assume this is still kind of a patriarchal society, right? So you would think that, like, the women would be maybe even a little more sympathetic towards not only what she's going through, but the sort of things that she has to deal with. And you think that if she's over here sympathizing with all of the pressure that the princes are under, you know, and their sad little boy eyes, that you would get some of that for the things that the women are going through. But no, it's just straight across bitches.
Yep, because they're being pushed forward as power hungry and grabbing for it and sucking up to all of the women who are in power, who suck up to the men who are in power, who go, this isn't right.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, but you could also...
Hey, it's a Robin!
Go ahead, Robin.
We can hear you.
Also argue that, that I need a new computer, obviously.
I don't think you have to argue that.
But you can...
Sorry, go ahead.
You can also argue that they have basically gotten in the mindset that they are better than her because she was raised right and they were raised proper ladies, and she's having to take proper classes even though that's for children, and yeah.
Yeah, but you would think that you would also...
Argument, but...
Go ahead.
Yeah. You would think that you would have that in consideration, but at the same time you kind of go, well, you know, aren't there special people where they need the extra attention like there are in, you know, real life? And aren't there people who are kind to those special people in the first place?
Right. So the problem is that you have this very unilateral portrait of women being all having essentially the same personality or reaction towards Mare. And it's like if there were some variants, it would be better. It wouldn't be
It would
great,
help
but it
them.
would be better.
Yeah,
But
it would
there's
help them
not.
at least seem like individuals.
Right. Instead of just one evil bitch divided into sub bitches. So
That is that's a amusing and unfortunate circumstance right there. Of oh, this is just one evil person split into several.
I mean, I'd also like to mention that we have one explicit young woman of color in the story so far, and her
Oh my god,
grandmother.
you caught that too.
Yeah.
One.
One described as having coffee-colored skin because
Oh my god. I know that I wanted to flip the book across the room at that one mention of your skin gets to be food.
yeah, I have yet to see any.
Wouldn't that be creepy if people just kept walking up to everyone and being like, "Oh my god, your eyes, they're like blueberries, I could eat them."
I know, I was gonna say I have yet to see any milk-colored bitches around, so I mean, that was very specifically just for her. It sounds like an airplane and also my clock, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, if there were things like, her skin is like marshmallows.
That would be great, but that would be
It's
silly.
like the creamer you put in coffee before you put the coffee in it.
her skin is like coffee, but without the coffee. But you have that, and then you have her grandmother, and I'm just sitting there thinking all of these people sound infinitely more interesting than the character that we're reading about. Say what?
Yeah. So in that chapter, the Panther, as she is called, which just that is equally. The Panther sees right through her and goes right up to her and says, "Hey, yeah, I knew your mom and your dad, and they both had blue eyes, and you have brown."
And everybody is screaming, "This is a stupid plan!"
Yeah, and like also, why did the author even do that? Like, she should have been like, "Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, I know that the mother had, hazel eyes. You have brown eyes, and the father has blue, and he usually, like, his whole family has blue. It's very odd for that line to have brown eyes, as opposed to genetics say that it's impossible." So more, I guess, it would be great to be like, "Oh shit, they think
hazel
that
eyes
my
are
mom
tricky,
slept around."
because they can be green or brown. It could also just be hazel, so it depends on the light and the mood and the color that you're wearing.
Right, but too blue, you're gonna blue.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to give.
I like the other line that she slipped in there too about, oh well, most people get things from their father. Was that where she said that? Maybe that
was a little further in the book, but yeah, she said something along the lines of most people get their abilities from their fathers.
Right,
and no one has two abilities, which I've got theories on which one of these characters has two abilities.
I enjoy that even on a genetic level, women don't matter.
Yeah, right? That's how completely unnecessary apparently all of women are, except for the plot, and to be evil bitches.
Right.
Well, there was that one line early on in the book that I just immediately started laughing at because it made it sound like that all marriage is meant to be absolutely miserable. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find it. It was something along the lines of the queen hated, his wife hated. As a wife, she hated being challenged, and as a queen, she hated the amount of power the king had over her.
Yeah. Just they hate everything, and that's like clearly the answer as to why they're all having issues and catting around.
I mean, because see, that's a really interesting thing to say, because you think, well, why does she hate being shut down by the king? And it's like, maybe because they're in a system where her opinion and her feelings and her power aren't as valued as her husband. But she's saying that like it's a bad thing, you know,
To
like,
want
oh,
equality.
yes, that's exactly. She's saying that like she doesn't know her place.
Right.
And
Yeah,
she
no.
resents not knowing her place or whatever. And it's like, how about fuck you?
Exactly. It's oh, she doesn't like these things because she's less than. Ugh, how dare she feel less than? She's a queen and a silver and bitches.
Right? I think was that where they mentioned something about her being rightfully put in her place, or was that last? That was in the last
That was
part.
last one. Yeah, that was
Okay.
last one where it was serves her right.
Right, but
You
you know,
spoke up and
same
got slapped
sentiment.
down.
Same sentiment reiterated there.
Yep.
I
Take
like.
take the girls to their room,
Huh?
What?
which of course is because they are afraid of complete
Robin, you're having no words right now.
wanting to make
Robin, you're cutting out
There's all
something
of
fierce.
that comment was
no. I'm gonna keep going on in the description here.
am I any better?
We could.
Who knows how long it's gonna last?
Soul of the Dragon said that there was a line about the queen being dangerous for not liking being shut down by the king, and that's valid. Yeah, she'd probably be a little sick of being put back in her place.
Are we all choppy right now? Folks at home,
Yeah.
Are we all choppy?
I know you keep cutting out a little bit, and Robin does. I don't know how I'm transmitting to you.
So I keep cutting out as well.
A little bit, not as badly as Rob. Do I?
Okay. It's probably because I moved into the living room. You were slowing down, but I had to assume that was my computer.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I hope we're not too terribly incomprehensible, guys.
Just let us know if we do. All right. Maverinthia says, also Mr. Man said Lady Blonos was teaching nonsense.
Yes, I also have that highlighted. Because, she's teaching her womanly, mannerly things, and that's all nonsense. And he's going to teach her important shit.
Girly shit.
Well, she doesn't actually do, but alright.
So let's see, and then
quote
hold on. I want to just get through this description so that we're through it, and then we can go back and talk about stuff. I think. All right. So the queen makes up bullshit lies about the other attacks, and hold on, I'm skimming. Someone says she's like a child. This is like how children are at first when they can't control themselves. All right, more working with Julian, the uncle. Oh, we're gonna need a bigger classroom. All right, so her abilities just keep leaps and bounds here. Leaps and bounds.
Yep, we find out that she creates lightning instead of sucking it out of the room, and that's special because physics.
Do you have a highlight on that one? Because that was pretty good.
Completely disregards science because human body produces electricity, so she could have been pulling it out of her own body, just like that girl in Airbender would use the water from her sweat to do stuff.
Yeah, so you might even say she was pulling it out of her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So
Maverinthia found the line about.
What? There are literal crickets in the background, which I find amusing.
I do too. Whose crickets are they?
They're my crickets. You can't have them. You can't have them.
Anyway. So, powers. She goes to see her family again, because she
Oh, right. That
does
was,
the emo running away thing. The prince finds her. He's like, hey, I can make you feel
no,
better
she
because I'm
didn't.
sympathetic. Yeah, she runs
I thought
away
you
from
said
her
run away
classroom.
elsewhere.
No.
Yeah, that's right. She runs into the rain.
Right, because she just wants to see the sky above her head, not through glass.
Yep.
So she runs away. The prince finds her. He's like, I can take you to see your family. He takes her to his brother. Her brother's like, I can take you to see your family. He invents a fucking
I really
motorcycle. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, he does. I really thought when he stopped, because in it he stops at a door, and she's like, what? Chat. Like, the way it was set up, it wasn't, here's my brother Cal to take you back to your home.
Oh, yeah.
He did it once, he'll do it again. It felt more like, no, really, we can just talk to people on the phone.
See, I thought it was going to be a situation of, we're your family now. We're going to have bonding time.
I was half
That would have also
expecting a
been
dinner table and a picnic,
Right.
and them going, "Hi, yes, this is so cozy."
Yeah, we're all friends here. But no, he takes her to his fucking medieval motorcycle that he invented because motorcycles don't fucking exist in this world. They motorcycle down to her family's house. He comes with her. Nobody recognizes him. They talk to her family. She blows it, reveals her powers because she gets too stressed because her brother died.
Because plot.
Because plot. Her fucking like quadrangle love interest gets pissy for reasons. She agrees to be part of the Red Guard. What is it?
The Scarlet Guard.
Red Guard.
Scarlet Guard.
There you go. You're right. Scarlet Guard.
She agrees to be part of the Scarlet Guard, also for reasons. They go back to the palace. Sorry, go ahead.
Then she gets pissed that Kelron ends up joining the Scarlet Guard because, it's good enough for her, but not for him.
Right, because her thing is that she keeps trying to get him out of harm's way, and he keeps putting himself in it. But it's just so weirdly inconsistent with like her reactions to it. Like, because when she finds out that he joins the Scarlet Guard, she basically just writes him off. She's like, "Fuck you! This is all your fault. I did all of this for you, and now you're throwing your life away or whatever." And
yeah.
She stomps away from him. Let's see. She starts training. They meet the Scarlet Guard. She finds out Killorn's a part of it. Her prince fiance joins the Scarlet Guard.
Her prince, yeah. Which, can we just go with, I don't believe a fucking word that kid says.
Yeah, I'm also feeling like he's going to end up being a traitor of some sort.
This is my call on this, how it goes, but I think that the whole comment about no one gets 2 powers and you usually inherit from your father, I think he's going to have 2 and have his mother's power.
I think he can also read minds.
Well,
I think he can also lightly read minds.
Deep knowledge of his mother's too, so.
And
how he always knows how she's feeling.
Because of the ability to like.
You keep cutting out.
This is so annoying. Yep, that's what I'm going with.
You cut out for that whole thing.
Oh, I cut out for the whole thing?
Yeah, sorry.
Whatever. Clearly what I said doesn't matter because the book is awful.
I mean that just about catches us up, right? So they meet the Scarlet Guard. She starts training because she lost control of her powers. Cal just makes his mom do it because he can do that without telling her what they did.
His stepmom.
His stepmom.
Stepmom, that's true.
She goes into training. She does good, but then she gets humiliated, but then she does good again. And at the very end, we find out that they're going to do some Hunger Games arena fight shit, and it stops right as the evil bitch Evangeline challenges Mare to a fight, which is going to go poorly
So-
because blood.
Okay. Right. Okay. Let's just talk about why the hell, like, no part of their plan ever makes any sense. Why would you let her train with people? She could, like, trip and fall and, like, get a bloody nose. And then it would be all over.
I know that they keep insisting that this makeup is amazing, but the amount of exertion that she's going through in this training sequences where she's running and sweating and...
Come on, girls don't sweat.
Right, girls don't sweat, girls don't fart. It's fine.
No, she's fine.
But just the amount of exertion, but no red in her face. I also was thinking about that in terms of like when they all saw her fall into the pit and how her cloth was burning up. But like she had to have like had some red in her face then, right? Like she had to be flush, but nobody saw it, I guess.
Also, they have like cameras and shit, and they were replaying stuff over and over and over again.
Right.
There's got to be conspiracy theorists out there being like, guys, seriously, I don't get it.
I think that's what the Panther was trying to establish.
Well, but
pretty much anyone
who
Go
can
ahead.
see that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Panther was clearly like right. I mean, she's there her being a trained spy and stuff, but you don't even have to be a trained spy to see like the flush in somebody's face. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, the Soul of the Dragon brings up a good point about how the Queen and King need Mare to be a Silver instead of a double agent in the Scarlet Guard, which, I mean, we're all thinking is what the Prince is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if that inevitable plot twist comes, we can just be like, that didn't even have to happen, you could have just had Mare do it. But no. We had to have the princess fantasy book.
Inconsistencies.
That's actually...
And she's
Very
not
good
okay
points.
with being the pawn, but the Scarlet Guard's pawn she's fine with.
Yeah, I mean, well, that whole thing was because of shade. You keep cutting out, Rob. I can't tell what you're saying.
Her crickets are fine.
I know. How is it that we can hear her crickets but not Robin?
You can hear my crickets, but not me, huh?
Yep, your crickets never cut out.
I don't know why. Let's see. I don't
Can
think
hear your
that'll make
chair?
it.
we can hear
No, my
everything
brother.
but Robin.
It must be your voice on some frequency.
Or maybe her mic. Well, no, her mic would still catch everything else. I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, I assume there are other things we want to talk about.
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
Well, can we talk about Not All Silvers, Ollie?
Oh, not all silvers.
Can we? Because I almost had an aneurysm when I read that. I really did. I was a little angry. So for context, Mare, that's her name, is talking to Julian, the good silver, the dude, good, you know, synonymous, those two words.
Any of that.
So yeah, they're talking to her, and she says, he's explaining to her, he's silver-splaining to her.
Oh God.
You are the controlled change, the kind that people can trust. You are the slow burn that will quench a revolution with a few speeches and smiles. He's basically explaining to her how the Queen and King plan to use her.
Which we all already knew.
Right. And so she says, to her surprise, he seems disheartened by it. And so she says, and you don't want that? You're a silver. You should hate the Scarlet Guard and me. And his reply, everybody hold on to your tits or ball sacks or whatever. He says, thinking all silvers are evil is just as wrong as thinking all reds are inferior.
Not all silvers hashtags.
Not all silvers. Yes. I lost my mind a little bit. I just
How many aneurysms did you have while reading this book?
I mean a couple every page, but that was a pretty big one. I'm not gonna lie.
There's one later in a because as we've discussed, having read it ahead, I can't wait for next Thursday because there's this one line where as I just read it and go, oh, if I didn't hate this book already. Oh, I've read too far. Oh, thank God.
Oh, good. We'll have one per episode where we can just all descend into a pile of like blubbering madness because this is fucking awful. I mean, so here's my thing.
Yeah, I know you had an aneurysm a couple days ago. You were complaining to me about it.
Yeah, no, this is why. This is why. This is the thing. I was telling my boyfriend about it as we were driving somewhere, and of course I was the one driving, probably not a good idea. So I get to the part where I'm quoting what she said, and my hands just fly off the wheel because I'm so furious. And I'm waving my arms around, and he's like, no, drive. Anyway, so here we go. This is bullshit, right? I feel like this is the sort of, because the way that Julian is also painting the Scarlet Dawn's rebellion as being something that's overzealous and only hurting their cause in the long run, is also just this huge like. I don't even know.
I don't think there's any way to come out of this having done an actually good, period. No, there's no way to have this be an actually good commentary on like social standings of things.
Right.
But you want it to be.
But this is like a dystopian book that's anti-rebellion.
I know.
Like, how do you manage that?
But it has the rebellion kind of snuck in there.
Right, and what it's telling you is, hey, this rebellion, right, like this inequality is bad, but man, fighting for your rights, that's worse. I mean, you're gonna get all these other people killed. What you should do is just find some nice people in charge and make nicely convince them to change it. You should work within the system is really what the idea behind this is.
It's the issue I have when like women stand up and go, this is not cool, you're really not doing good stuff and it's trampling all over our rights. And then one white dude stands up and people go, oh, what? The white dude said it's bad, we didn't think about it.
Right. It's like it's tone policing a rebellion. And just the idea that
flabbergasted.
I really did. I mentally ranted about this for a really long time, and now all those words are just gone. But just like we like play nice, be nice, don't rebel too violently.
You gotta be really like walking the edge on your rebellion here, guys, or people are not gonna be able to be sympathetic.
Right, remain sympathetic, and don't rise up too violently because that makes you just as bad as the people you're rising up against. And that is the biggest fucking load of horseshit. But that is the thing that you see like in real life. You see this attitude and this
Hold on. I need to see if this woman is a white woman who wrote this.
It is. I mean, granted, she just has the same picture everywhere, but she looks like a white person.
You look like a white person.
And I'm trying not to make terrible assumptions about the author, but this is such a heinous fucking idea to put into a book. It honestly feels like propaganda.
Well, and that's really what it it becomes a matter of is when you're looking at a book and going, you're just peddling all of the problem. You're making it harder for whoever's reading this book to think differently. Instead, You're just saying, no, see, this is the way it worked here, and that worked out great.
Right, and you're catering to this idea that people who speak too loudly, who complain in the wrong way, are just as bad as the people they're complaining about, and that attitude is such a pervasive attitude that you see just in general reaction to like social unrest. Like, not to go too far into this, but you do remember like when Ferguson was happening and people were like, oh, well, that's a bad thing that happened, but they shouldn't be looting or rioting and stuff. And it's just like, this is that in a book form.
Yeah.
And I can't, Ollie.
I know, honey. I know. And that is really, yeah, because even those who are sympathetic in the book to the cause of the Reds are just spewing the same bullshit you can find in the news.
Right.
And because they have been portrayed as sympathetic, and because we can't trust that this book, which is mostly opulence porn of look at how fancy my dress is going to turn around and have the main character go, you know, I was listening to you earlier on, and you told me don't rebel too hard, you got to be sympathetic, you need to be a good face, etc., etc., and you need to check your privilege. No, I can't trust that that's going to happen.
No, there's not going to be any privilege checking. This is straight up, this is, rather than giving you that message just from the people in a position of privilege, this is a book about making a person who is coming from an oppressive background agree with them and making them like, oh, look at this person, they're oppressed, but they totally agree that you don't need to rebel violently. Like, it's the most insidious shit. It just, ugh.
Yeah. It's just offensive. It tastes bad.
It does. It's the most
in your mouth to like
bullshit.
read it.
And Maverinthia said, maybe Maven is going to be the awesome Scarlet Guard person that we want, and the author will paint him as a villain because don't get violent, you'll lose allies. And that's entirely possible.
Yeah. Yeah. As someone, alright, so let's see, some Soul of the Dragon earlier had said, slavery is wrong, but don't try to rebel.
Right. No. Just ask nicely.
And Maverinthia, never mind the Reds are going out, don't be jerks when you rebel. And Soul of the Dragon, throwing Reds into the War Grinders. Alright, because Silver's, they feel bad.
Right, and Cal's whole argument of, oh, well, we can't upset the system because then we'll just be weak to other countries or whatever. Which he's obviously, like, meant to be in the wrong for that, right? But Mare convincing him that he's wrong is obviously going to be the right course of action. Whereas the idea of becoming part of the Scarlet Guard and helping them make this statement that they want to make is just, quote-unquote, going to get Reds killed.
I want the story to have just been told from Farley's perspective.
Right? I want the story to just not exist. I'd be okay with that, too.
But then what would we suffer?
Probably something less infuriating.
I doubt it. We're really good at picking winners.
Book. I thought you wanted to read it.
I know I did pick this book, and I regret it so much more than the last time.
Regret nothing.
Oh my god, it's so terrible. Like, this is...
Well, according to Goodreads, we are 52% of the way through the book.
I mean, we should be. We're going in, 100-page chunks.
Are we actually 50% of the way through?
I think so, yeah. Which is weird.
50.
It feels like we're further in than that.
Because, oh god, what can we possibly have left?
Well, because they've made it seem like the upcoming ball is going to be like...
It's miserable and dying of an aneurysm.
Say what?
I said you just wish you were further along because you're dying of an aneurysm over here every single time you turn a page.
Look, I don't enjoy prolonged suffering.
You could have fooled me.
I know, right? I come off a little more masochistic than I am, I guess. Anyway, they're making
Oh,
it seem
Mazoranthia
like,
says that there's actually a book coming out from Farley's perspective.
you know what? I don't know if I'd be curious to read that or just like have an even worse aneurysm. I don't know.
If at this point there's that book coming out, no, I don't want it. But if it had just straight up been that, then fine, because they'll find a way to have the opulence porn, and Farley should not have this thing, but they'll be like secretly, sneaking in, dressing up fancy, and it's like, will they throw in the love triangle? Will they throw in the girl hate? I guarantee it.
So I'm reading the summary because, the summary for Steel Scars, Farley's story, says Farley was raised to be strong, but being tasked with planting the seeds of rebellion in Norta is a tougher job than expected. As she travels the land recruiting black market traders, smugglers, and extremists for her first attempt at an attack on the capital, she stumbles upon a connection that may prove to be key to the entire operation.
I don't like that cover as much.
Well, no, because it's a shitty digital pub short story cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably just deleted scenes.
Probably.
Anyway. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just intolerable, right?
Yep.
And that is
Horrible cruelty.
that just seems to be the attitude of the book so far, and I don't know that we can expect it to get better.
Yeah, I would not anticipate such a thing. None at all.
So
who will be the first to burn
I don't.
the book?
Okay, what? You cut out again there.
Who will be the first to burn the book?
I don't burn books.
I don't have a physical copy, or I probably would. I legitimately briefly fantasized about purchasing my own copy to burn, but I don't want to waste that money.
I think it would be more constructive to purchase a copy, highlight, and then put in notes and send to the author.
Right. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've discussed Not All Silvers. Was there other things that you guys wanted to tap on? I had like 14 highlights per page, but it's mostly bitches.
That one, which we got to, which is just every woman who steps across the page, she's going to be awful. And let's just wait and see, because maybe there'll be a good woman, female typed person, or maybe we'll just keep getting men who are ever sympathetic. No, because she's all like.
Really?
Mare was really bitchy to her earlier.
Yeah, because Farley is the extremist.
Yeah.
Farley is meant to be the extremist.
And the mother. I think those are going to be our only good.
Well, not in the sense of
people.
Good guys, but in the sense of, like, as a person to be treated like they are a human being.
Yeah, the mother got a little better on the visit home, but so far I think the only person that we've generally only heard good about was the dead queen. So, And
Mare's father.
Right, but I mean, like, in terms of women.
Oh, for women, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, everyone's been pretty much viewed negatively. But yeah, anyone who's been really positive has been a dude.
There was that bit where Maven was fighting Tirana, and she's like, I used to be disgusted by displays like this, but every time Maven attacks closer to pinning down Tirana, it's all I can do not to cheer with the others, because he's beating up a chick I hate. So
yeah.
Now I enjoy it, because he's beating up a bitch.
Well, and also, because he's winning.
Yeah, true.
How quickly her, like, decision about him changes when she's like, oh, you're an ally.
Yeah.
I won't even think about your mother.
Nope. Let's see. We talked a little bit about the
weird.
The fucking motorcycle he invented, right?
Yes, please talk more.
He invented a motorcycle. He invented a motorcycle.
One more time?
He invented a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has the exact reaction you would expect from anybody in any fantasy book of being like, I don't know if I would want to ride on that forever. Oh. Are you sure it's safe?
I mean, walking. Who would, who wants to ride that thing when you can walk 5 miles? Take like
I'll
12
walk,
hours to do it.
I think it's 10 miles.
I love that this is a dystopian, but mostly like medieval feeling
But then
fantasy
technology.
book. And still, the love interest has a fucking motorcycle that he invented himself. Like he had to invent it himself for that cliche to happen, Ollie, and it did.
I know.
There's her feeling bad for the prince because he's not like his brother.
Oh my god, that is so ham-fisted.
I'm in my brother's shadow.
Yeah,
That's literally
we can
my
see
only
it.
problem.
Yeah, that is like just his whole, oh, my brother's a bad person, blah blah blah. Like everything that comes out of his mouth, I'm just like, great, you know what? We're still headed towards. Somebody decided Team Cal was a thing that was worth doing, and you're trying to make him a bad guy, and it's just gonna be like suddenly, well, maybe you're not a bad guy, and just love interests. Stab them
I know.
all.
We should stab all of them, and it wouldn't be better.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of love interests,
Okay.
Maven's story about why he sympathizes with Reds. Totes gay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I was reading that and I was like, oh, Ollie has her ship.
I do. I have my ship. It's true. I'm right. He's gay. He loves Lucas.
I think it was Thomas.
No. He now loves Lucas.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, secretly.
I know. I just that was great because you were talking about that, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's canon.
He's like, he was my friend. That's good. I'm really glad you had a friend. I'm really sad he's gone, honey. You could have changed the Silvers in more ways than one.
You could have. That would have been great.
Because can we talk about the fact that there's nothing to show for that? Like, there's no LGBT presence in this world.
Oh yeah, no, of course not.
You would think that in the world of the Silvers where it's royalty and you can do whatever the fuck you want, that someone would be out there and be like, this is my man and this is my woman, and or these are my 8 women. Like,
right.
They're Silvers, what do they care? They should have red lovers and then just be like, yep, them's all my women's, them's all my men's. What's up?
No. Why would they ever do that? That would be
Fucking
almost as ridiculous as having more than one person of color.
Yep.
Nope.
One fucking family that are POCs.
Maverinthia says, Thomas is too plain a name. He made that up. Like, it's too generic. It couldn't be real.
Thomas is too plain.
I liked the part where they meet the second in command to Farley, and the first thing he does is shit on Evangeline.
Yeah.
The first fucking thing, he's like, you and that Samos girl, tell me, is she as unpleasant as she looks? And of course, despite him having like a gun in her face, what's her name? Mara's like, no, it's fine, she's a bitch.
Right?
Oh my god. Is this how you bond with people, by calling Evangeline a bitch? Is this like your secret signal?
Also, throughout the whole beginning with Evangeline, she does a really good job, supposedly, of like being the demure princess and blah blah blah. Why is everyone like, oh, she's as much of a bitch as she seems? Like, she doesn't seem this way, guys. Weekly silver orgies free for all. Yes, Soul of the Dragon. That is what needs to happen.
It probably does somewhere, but they're not going to touch it in this.
No. In a YA book, we can talk about, keeping keeping poor people down and judging you by the color of your blood and all of that fun stuff. But orgies, no.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
No. No one likes sex. Remember, women hate their husbands.
Yeah, that's right.
And yet they need to be separated from each other when they're not married to keep them from making out.
Making out, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, that's what they say. It's improper for the two to escort their ladies to their rooms. So we'll just switch. So I'll take her and he'll take her, and that way we're not with our
fine.
betrothed. And yeah,
I'm
that's
clearly not
like
attracted to the
can
other
have sex
one.
with the opposite person.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not engaged. So therefore, if they're not engaged, then they obviously don't want to do it.
They would never think about doing the...
I do love how contrived that was as a way to get Mare and Cal by themselves together. It's like,
I know.
oh, if
She's a really good telepath. I mean, she can tell I'm really attracted to this person.
I love how this world has telepaths, has people who can see the immediate future, and nobody fucking knows this is going on. Nobody, even though it is literally happening right under their nose. Nobody knows.
They're really bad at being silvers, guys.
They are.
You want to go with hashtag not all silvers? There you go.
Is that going to be...
Not all silvers know what the fuck they're doing.
That should be our new... our hashtag for the read along for this. We'll just tag everything as not all silvers. Oh god, I highlighted all of the parts where they're talking about how bad revolutions are. It's literally nauseating. Yeah, I mean that's kind of all I got. The whole thing of them going to do the fighting thing. I did read a little bit ahead on that, and it's just like, this was a terrible idea from the start. I don't know why this is happening.
Right.
Oh my Christ.
You want to see how many aneurysms you can
Have. Alright, so next time we're reading chapters 17 through... What is it we're going to do? What do we got?
I don't have it on hand.
Children, turn to your texts.
If the internet would load a little faster, I could tell
I can do it faster than you. Bam, done. I'm there. The internet loaded. Week 3, August 12th through the 20th. We're reading chapters 17 through 23, which means we're reading from page 201 to 301. Perfect.
Oh, that worked out nicely.
Yep, and then we will be podcasting at 10 p.m. This was the only one that was earlier, and back on Thursday. So Thursday, 10 p.m., back on schedule. And then we will just have, like, let's see, pages 302 through... Seeing how much shorter it is. Oh, there's a fucking epilogue. Who needs that?
Aviard needs that.
Yeah. We'll only have like 80 pages for the final one, so...
Well, if it's a trilogy.
No!
You're supposed to say...
But also, there's like in-between stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're not reading them, and we're not reading Steel Scars.
Yeah, but why would you have an epilogue if it's a trilogy? That makes no sense.
That's a very good point.
The epilogue's going to be book 2.
In case it didn't happen.
Obviously. Right. Because that was ever a possibility.
She wears too many pretty dresses for that to happen.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Can we also, like, when we're going through the final one, can we also, like, review the acknowledgements, which are, like, 5 fucking pages?
Sure. We'll probably need to pad out our runtime anyway. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to come up with a drinking game.
Oh God.
But we don't drink it all at once, so we don't read it all at once.
We could probably have a drinking game sustain us through.
One shot for every time.
You are choppy.
In here. I want
Nope,
to
can't
how
hear
many
you.
of us are poisoning doing it that way.
I want to know what Robin's drinking game is, but I can't tell what you're saying.
It's true.
For the drinking game, we could have one shot for every sexist comment we run into.
Oh,
Okay.
Women
Christ.
are angry, kind of a thing. 2 shots for every single comment on how revolutions are bad, more, and see who would end up with alcohol poisoning by the end of it.
One shot for every time Mare talks about having weird, confused feelings in her body when Cal hangs out with Evangeline.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know why. I just feel bad seeing them.
Angry.
Oh, I remember one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Evangeline, at the very end, challenging Mare.
Oh my god, why do you even do that? Like,
Why?
what are you trying to prove?
Why is she mad at Mare? I still don't understand.
I know.
She is no threat to her.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should probably congratulate Maverinthia for calling the girl Posse.
Yeah, that's true. There was a thing. We had turned Mean Girls style.
I still didn't expect it. I still think it's weird because she doesn't seem like the type to have cronies.
Right? She doesn't need them. I think maybe
that.
that's what it is she doesn't need that. She didn't need to challenge Mare. It's all just the author being like, this would be fun, right?
Right, girls are.
I can't blame
right?
the book. I have to blame the author.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no reason for it. It's weird. She's already totally OP. She doesn't need a posse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be something stupid like, well, you have brown hair and I have the silver hair, and I hate people with brown hair.
That's right. She's fucking silver-haired. We were talking about that last time. We couldn't remember.
Which was confirmed through, her whole family.
They have fucking silver hair. Okay, whatever.
Yup.
Which is weird because her father was described as having black hair.
I thought her father also
had silver hair. Her brother has silver hair, her father has silver hair, they're all silver hair.
Yeah, their colors are black and silver.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody, I love
I thought they said that he had black hair and hard eyes, mean-looking eyes.
I don't think so. I thought I remembered him having the silver hair too. I love how everything is color-coded. Like, there's no part of their lives where these people are not color-coded. In training, they're color-coded. They wear the same color every day, apparently.
Right? Could you imagine being, like, in the house that wears, like, yellow and being like, I hate this.
I don't want to wear my color.
Right? Like, being that puce house.
Well, and that has to just be, pushing down their creativity and individuality.
Right. See, they're
Just
already
saying.
oppressed in their own system. It's so ridiculous though, because you would think, especially people who have access to all this wealth and are like professionally bored all the time because they're so rich and don't have anything to do, would not stand to only be able to wear one color. They'd be like, oh no, I'm gonna wear whatever fucking color I want because I'm rich and I deserve it.
Exactly.
But no, they're color-coded. For ease of, distinction.
Yeah.
Well, that's House Slytherin. I mean House Pfeiffer, or Maverick says.
Oh, yep, I saw that one. And I was like, really?
We're dividing it up as many ways as we can. Powers, color, house, like you were saying.
House. It's true. It's all just like, in case you don't know. This person's this way.
Little bits.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week, so that because
No, you're not.
There's some bullshit. Yes, no, I am. There is some fucking there's some shit we need to talk about.
How far ahead did you get? Because I'm like
3 chapters.
You read 3 chapters ahead?
I just kept being like, What? No, what? I wasn't reading because I was interested. I was reading because I was just flabbergasted. That is the only word I have for this book. I was going, what are you even doing?
Into a state of shock, huh?
Yeah, until I hit that one point that slapped me out of it.
And you're like, no. No more.
Pretty much.
You
My
got
body
pitch
could not
slapped into
handle it.
shock, got pitch slapped out of the shock.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to say that line because it's just gonna.
Now I
You'll
really
see
want
it. I
to
want
read
you to like message me when you'll probably know when you get there.
Okay, I will text you.
Mhm.
This is amazing. That was how I felt when I read that stupid Silvers line. I was reading it at lunch and I just put it down. I'm like, nope.
Like,
That's
you
it
down
for
now.
today, kids.
Put you to pasture, my friends.
It's going to happen in the next 100 pages.
All right, so our predictions for the next 100 pages. I don't think that I should say anything, as I've read 3 chapters and like some stuff happens. So
I am morbidly curious to know how they are going to get her out of bleeding when she is so obviously outclassed by Evangeline.
it's beautifully stupid.
Okay.
You will not be disappointed in how totally makes no sense.
Awesome.
Yep, you're gonna love it.
Other than that, I don't have predictions because this thing is all over the fucking place. I mean, like, when we first started this, we were reading about balls, and now we're, like, fancy dress. And, and now we're reading about people beating each other up with superpowers, so I don't fucking know. I don't.
I will say this. Time apparently has, there's been more time that has happened than we realize. And it doesn't do a very good job of keeping you on track of things, because it kind of feels like 3 or 4 fucking days.
Yeah, they fast forward through several weeks, between significant events happening.
Yeah, because nothing else happens.
Yeah, and she says it's been almost a month now.
I'm assuming she's saying it's been a while between stuff.
Yeah, but for someone who is new to this world, why skip anything?
Why not mash it closer together, at all? I don't know, because it's dumb. Because everything is dumb and terrible.
My predictions are it's dumb.
That is my prediction, actually. Thank you very much.
I think you're gonna win.
That. Do I get money? Is there a bet involved?
There's a cash prize at the end.
Oh, do I actually get a cash reward for reading this shit?
You do. Yep. You get a $10 gift card to Home Depot.
No, we never mentioned it.
Home Depot. You can't buy anything for $10 at Home Depot. If I could,
that's why you get it.
I want to, because it's Home Depot.
You wouldn't want to get a thing of dirt.
A thing
for your
of
potted
dirt?
plants.
Do they come in
Yeah, you can grow
things?
plants in dirt, right? You can bury your Kindle or whatever it is you read on in the dirt until it's redeemed itself.
It's do I bury it to purify them?
Yeah, underneath the full moon.
That's what you have to do. You have to purify your devices of this bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I could bury mine and then put a tree on top of it, and then it will actually do something good with its life.
You should do that, and then take a picture for us, and we'll post it to the site.
Oh God,
This is Ollie's Red Queen epilogue.
No, it's my epilogue. I should just have a forest. I should live in a house first. Let's start with that, and have a forest behind me where I can just take a clearing and just bury bad books.
You have a bad book graveyard.
Yeah, and I will grow trees on it, fruit trees, so that they can do something better with their life, and the pulp that was stolen from their siblings.
So they're giving back.
And then you want to turn her into a Johnny Appleseed.
What about Johnny Appleseed?
It sounds like you're wanting to turn her into a Johnny Appleseed.
Me? No, it'll just be one forest, my forest. It'll be the dark forest, and if anyone comes in there, they're gonna have a problem because I will be the evil fucking witch that lives there. Maverinthia. I'm sorry trees had to die for you.
Hey, trees didn't have to die for my copy.
It's true. It's true. They didn't have to die for my copy. 3 copies. I could have just...
Good.
I was to say, I have 3 fucking copies. I didn't need that many trees to die for it.
You know what? No trees really needed to die for this. This is not necessary.
Stop YA books being printed.
Well, imagine how many...
We'll have so many forests.
She was at...
We're losing Robin again?
Yep, she was blinking out there. I don't know what you said, Robin. I'm sorry.
Sitting...
Nope.
Imagine trees and writing it and then
Nope, still nope.
editing it and then sending it off for submission.
She's doing that word salad thing.
It is. I'm sorry, Robin.
Sorry, Robin, we're cutting you
Keep
off.
cutting out.
She's had too many drinks.
Yes. Yeah, me and Maverinthia, we've got this. We're saving the trees.
Save the trees. Save the trees. Destroy the ability for people to print out bad books. There should be the god of bad literature needs your sacrifices, says Soul of the Dragon. Soul of the Dragon gets to be the god of bad literature.
So we'll all just. Are you suggesting that we all send Soul of the Dragon our terrible books? We just hand
That's
them
the way it
over.
works, right? Yeah.
Thanks for volunteering, Soul of the Dragon. You're a pal. those will be en route.
Yep. I have a whole bunch that can go your way.
I have quite a few myself. I do really want to emphasize though, and I also mentioned this on Goodreads, but this if you're listening to this, you've obviously gathered it. But this is not like a run-of-the-mill Terabad YA dystopian. This is some insidious shit. Like some straight up insidious, nasty, like lots of nasty sentiments in here. Really like dangerous stuff, kind of, that we don't need reinforced.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it is that there's, it's stuff where clearly when writing it the author felt that these were things that she wanted to play with and show and etc. But it's just the same. It's the same awfulness just distilled into one book. It's like, hey, I'm gonna take 4 or 5 things that are terrible, put it in a book, and slap some pretty dresses on it.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's like reading all of your terrible relatives' Facebook feeds in book form.
Oh, oh.
It's that kind of awful.
Oh God, she's so right.
So straight up, this is awful. This is heinous. I think this might actually be worse than House of Night.
It's filled with hate.
It is. It's filled with like this really patronizing, just this terrible
patriarchal at that.
It's a terrible vibe. It's a really stifling thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I know that there's girls and boys out there, I assume, who are reading it and loving it. And I'm just like, babies, no.
Like, please don't internalize any of this.
Exactly.
Let's
read it for fluff and then walk away.
I mean, read it for the superpowers, I guess. But just
if I was like, a middle schooler, I might read it and be like, neat superpowers, awesome, and then get inspired to write something better.
Right. Any of the political things that are trying to go on here. Don't. Yeah.
It's real bad.
I feel.
It's not even a princess, a true princess.
She comes back.
I mean, oh yeah, Robin has reemerged. I mean, she's kind of a princess, in a roundabout, informal sort of way. Yeah. Anyway, no, this is bad, and you should feel bad.
And if you do feel bad, come back and join us next Thursday.
Yeah, where we will get to feel bad some more, apparently.
Indeed.
We'll see if we can give one of these two a heart attack.
Mm.
And Robin says something. Well, I think
We'll see if we can give Ollie or Senna a heart attack.
Or I hope Robin listens to the podcasts after and just hears what we hear.
We'll take that under advisement. Soul of the Dragon. Soul of the Dragon suggests Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson in lieu of this shit. It probably couldn't be worse. Probably. So I think that's it, right?
I do believe that is it.
Alright.
The only other we have that going live on Friday.
Oh yes, your interview.
Yay! I did an interview with.
Go ahead.
Was that Deirdre Riordan Hall that I had?
Okay.
Wrote a book called Sugar, and after last podcast, I ranted and raved to Cinna here about it, and I got emotional because the book is just like so many feels, like so scary along the way, and it's just straight YA fiction, no fantasy or anything like that. But it gets a lot of feels, and I just lent it out to a friend actually, so I'm looking forward this weekend when I see her to see if she's gotten through it. But yeah, you guys should totally check out the interview. I had a really good time chatting with Deirdre. It was supposed to go out a while ago, but I had just been caught in mental health issues and couldn't just hold the last of it together. So last podcast made me go, fuck, I need to do this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah. That'll be up noon on Friday.
Yes.
That is August 14th. We're in the year 2015 for those of you who listen in the future.
2015.
I know. Oh, did I say 14?
You said 14.
I'm sorry, that's
so
the LARP
wrong.
time.
You're much further in the past.
August 14th. Well, my LARP takes place in 2014.
Oh, so you're still you're still operating on that timeline?
Yeah, and we we're never gonna catch up because I just do chunk at a time. So
that's right.
it's always going to be past. So yeah, I'll just live in the past. It's okay. I just got a smartphone and I'm finally in the world of technology. So
well, we appreciate.
I'm like, what's this thing?
Us.
I'm so happy. It's fascinating. Okay.
So yes, we will wrap it up. I would just like to remind everybody. Remember when we were doing our our giveaway?
Yes.
And we were asking you guys to do rate and reviews, and some of you did, and that was super awesome. Well, It turns out that we can't actually see our iTunes reviews until we get at least 10.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we appreciate you guys doing that. I'm sure they were very nice, or maybe not. We don't make that many.
I'm sure they were quite reviewy.
Yes, they were reviews. Probably there were words. But if you guys feel like it, those of you who didn't, you may also want to go rate and review so that maybe someday we can actually see what some of you guys wrote. So you can go to iTunes and do that. It actually has to be 10 per country. So to see the US's reviews, we have to have 10 views from the US. To see the Irish
we only have
reviews, I know. I was going to say.
No.
You Irish people, we're never going to see what you guys said. I'm sorry.
Because we have 3 people who love us in Ireland and 2 in Australia. And 2 in America.
Yes. So maybe someday those can Voltron into one rating that we'll actually get to see someday. But to any of you guys who listen,
I'd say we should make it a challenge and see which country can get there first.
I don't even know how we would know, though, because then we would have to, I guess people would have to tell us, hey, we wrote 10 reviews or something. I don't know. Because
can they do more than one?
No.
Okay, so it's not like I did it on each episode.
Right. No. It's an overall podcast review. Plus, you actually have to switch your iTunes region to look at each different review system.
Oh
So
my god.
yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a dumb system.
That is really.
But this is an encouragement. Rate and review. It helps our profile go up in iTunes so that other people can listen to us, and that would maybe be a good thing.
We would love that. And I guess this also is a matter of, hey, if you listen to other podcasts, go rate them too.
Yes.
Like, they're on iTunes.
I'm sure they would all appreciate it.
Tell people about the good stuff.
I actually did that today. I went through all the podcasts that I like and I left reviews. I was like, why not?
Nice.
Yep.
We should have a day for that.
Yep.
We should do that. We'll make a day for like encouraging people via Twitter to like go comment about our stuff, but also go comment about other people that we like.
Yep. We should also pull together a list at some point of all the different podcasts that we listen to.
Yes. Yes. I want to read more. I want to listen to the Bloodsucking Feminists.
I know I haven't listened to that one yet, and I
listened
really
to the first
want to.
one. They seem fun.
Yes.
So shout out to Bloodsucking Feminists.
There's one already for you guys to go check out. All right. Anyway, we're gonna shut up now. We're done.
Good night. Sleep well.
Yes. Sorry. See you guys next Thursday. Good night.